Am I live? Am I here? Is it here? Are we all here? Is everybody present? Front and center? Square and center? Yeah, okay. Alright, this is good. Alright, hello everybody. I'm here. Hi. I hope you all are having a great day. For those of you who are here right now, of course, I'm always appreciative of seeing you. Hello to Isaiah, to I love what is my thing? Oh, there's a thing here. I shouldn't step too far forward, otherwise I'm gonna get ejected into space. Hello, Kaisel. Hello, Unknown. Hello, I love wine. Hello, Iasis. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly or not. You gotta you gotta let me know if I am or not. But I appreciate seeing you all here. I'm just here to chill. I'm here to have a good time. Maybe go to a world, but I think for the most part, I just kind of want to chill and chat. I want to talk to you all. I want to, just have a good time, and we get to know, we get to, check in each other, see how each other's days have been, and overall, just have a good time. So I hope you all are having a good day. I'd like to hear what you all are going through. How's everybody doing? How are you all doing? I want to know. Let's say hypothetically, I know Golden Ducky's here, everybody. We understand who's here now. It's Golden Ducky. Hi, but I appreciate seeing you, Golden Ducky. Thanks for being here. Hi, Pokeboy. It's good to see you again, too. I do appreciate seeing a lot of you come back. It's always nice to see you all come back, and I greatly appreciate that always. If anything, my day in particular has been... I've been kind of busy, but overall, I will say this with utmost confidence that I have officially finished the collab for that VR Chat Thunderbirds group. Woo! Yeah! I'm actually pretty proud of it, too. I'm gonna have it come out on Tuesday, and it's I think 6 or 5 p.m. one or the other. But I actually felt like I did a pretty good job. I felt like my editing was not too bad, and overall the B-roll footage I got, overall it was a very nice community. They're very nice people for sure. If anything, I liked being there and seeing the air show myself. I was a little too focused on getting good shots, so I couldn't really be in the moment. But it seemed like a lot of fun actually, and the person who actually recruited me to their group, who joined the live stream not too long ago, they're actually pretty good about it. They announce everything. They make sure that people know what's going on, and they even have extra things that they add about. You'll all see in the video. I interviewed 4 people. I interviewed 4 of them. I initially was intending for only 4, but eventually, ideally, probably would turn to all 6. But I couldn't really gather the time for that, and if anything, I think 6 people was a little too much. Now that I'm looking at like that what I've recorded and how I've done it, 4 is just fine because the intention, chat, is to make sure it can fit a 3-minute YouTube short. Now I've talked about this before already, but when it comes to content creation, YouTube shorts are the way to go because they're one of the easiest ways to increase engagement for your following. That's why more often than not that's why I do my stuff through YouTube Shorts live streaming, which I hope this is a YouTube short right now. Let's say hypothetically, I'm tired today. I'm tired too. But I do appreciate seeing you all here. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoy seeing you. I'm going to be watching but not chatting. I'm chilling. Well, I appreciate you being here, Skelly. Thank you for being here nonetheless. You're tired. I am tired today. Let's have that beef dude getting that. It's called a ducky. You're so crazy. No, I love wine. Stop mocking Golden Ducky. That's sad. Hi Verity 3. Oi, bruv, is that a cat? Yes, I am a cat. I'm a cat girl. It's nice to meet you. But yes, this is a cat girl avatar. This base is called Rendo. If anything, what the avatar creator has done is they've changed the ears. These are not Rendo ears. These are actually Mo ears. And yes, that is another anime girl base. There are so many anime girl bases out there. There's Rendo, there's Mo, there's Manuka. There's so many, and people like them all. A lot of people that I've known back then would base their anime girl bases off basically like one of those most popular ones. And there's more growing every day. I see my VR. I see Daddy FPT is already wanting to give me a plethora of trouble, which this is nothing we're not used to, chat. Daddy FPT hates me. It wants to make sure that my live stream burns into the ground. Like, it wants me to go, boo, boo, just destroy the whole freaking live stream, why don't ya? That's what Daddy FPT does, and I'm taking a stand to it. Except it's standing on me because it's on my body right now. But what can you do? Daddy FPT, that's it. That's it, chat. I'm tired of it. Daddy FET, I will no longer be succumbed to your guilty pleasures. I'm going to show you what I'm made of. Where's the camera? Am I looking at the camera? Yeah, I am looking at the camera. I don't really know what the camera is. Maybe I should pay attention to that. Camera? Camera? It's behind the wall, chat. There's a wall there. The reason why I can't see the camera is because you all are behind the wall. You're peeping on me. You're a peeping Tom. And I don't even know where I'm going with this thought anymore. I do appreciate seeing you all, though. Also what? Let's see here. I thought Golden Ducky was typing really fast. So it's just, I know. I love Wine sometimes decides to take it upon themselves to copy Golden Ducky. I hope Golden Ducky's okay with that, because I personally see that as mockery. But I mean, I guess if it's a joke, then I suppose. But I don't personally never take mockery as a joke. I think it's a serious thing that you should take always. Because if you accept mockery as a joke, then you're more or less saying it's okay. Mockery is never okay, no matter how you might spin it, how you might do it. I don't care if it's in the matters of kidding or as a joke, because once you start accepting it, then it just becomes a problem. It becomes more of a headache than it's worth. I don't suggest mocking people if you can help it. If you can help it, because it's not nice. It just isn't. Hi again, Unknown. It's good to see you. I do appreciate seeing you all. Which arc is it now? What do you mean, which arc is it now? I'm not in the loop like you all, with all your strange arcs and everything. Hate arc? I don't know what it is. Let's say hypothetically, grandma attains an Australian stink. How many cheeseburgers? Why don't you have something more rational, Golden Ducky? Let's say hypothetically, I hate Kaisel. If it's Australian, it's probably like 20 plus. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. You all are crazy about it, I swear. And Daddy FPT still doesn't like me. Chad, this is going to be one of those streams, isn't it? This is going to be one of those streams, I'll tell you that much. Chad, we should go somewhere. Where should we go? I want to go actually like do stuff. I want to expend some energy. I need to stop bouncing on these freaking beanbag chairs. Chad, I'm going to move you all if this keeps happening. If this keeps happening, we're going to move. We're gonna move, because there's freaking beanbag chairs right here that keep bouncing me up in the sky like it's their job, and I don't want to be bounced up in the sky. Also, am I streaming to shorts? I think I am. Then no BRB. But regardless, chat, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you all being here. If anything, I will be kind of honest in a way. I don't like the idea of scheduling my live streams. The only exception to this is the cafe stream. And the reason why is because I'm a person who likes to do things when I have the most available energy for it. But if I start scheduling things, yes, it allows for more consistency when you all know to get on. But it also makes it so I'm like, I have to do a bunch of things before the stream starts. And granted, today's a little different because I spent most of my day editing that video for the VR Chat Thunderbirds. But I like the idea of spontaneously getting on and basically chatting whenever I want. If anything, I might also change out of this world. This world's kind of quiet. I need something more active, something more lively. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. This world's actually not that bad. If anything, I just need to take hold of you all. Here, come here, chat. We're back, chat. We're here. So let's get out of here. Let's do this. So we're in this room. We're in this actually really nice world. It's not too bad, if anything. Look, see, there's a nice ceiling of shooting stars and everything going through. So that's pretty cool. What else? It's just a nice chill room in general. The only issue is that it's a little too chill for my own good. But there is some really cool stuff in this world. I'll show you all, for example. Let me take a seat. I think one of the most important things, chat, is I do need to take a seat. I'm kind of tired. I don't know why. But look, chat, look, chat, I can record myself. And then I can just have it play back to me for some reason. So, yeah. Hello. Hi, chat. This is, me on a phone. See, chat? Now all you gotta do is just watch me on this phone. And everything makes sense now, doesn't it? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Kaisel. I don't feel like talking a lot. I'll talk a little bit. Unknown. Listen. I always appreciate seeing you here. You come to every stream, and I'm very thankful that you do. If anything, I want to offer that opportunity for you to open up more. I know I continuously talk about this, but I don't ever want you to feel bad for wanting to talk. If anything, it feels like my and I'm not necessarily complaining. I still want to find opportunities to find more people, but I feel like my streams have kind of normalized. The way I describe that is I didn't really don't get as much viewers as I used to. I don't really know what caused it, and I really think about it a lot. I'm like, man, I used to get like 20, 25 viewers at one time, and now I just get like, I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining. I get about 9, 10 viewers, which is still good. I'm not I'm not upset about it, but I think one of the biggest problems, and that's the thing I need to realize, and I need to be honest with you all. Let's say I'm tweaking out right now because I just snorted 8 Smarties. Golden Ducky, you're gonna be in trouble. Holy cow! I've heard people do that. What? Why would you snort Smarties? That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. But chat, what I'm trying to say here is, I kind of hate to make it sound like that my intention is to just grow as big as I can, and I get somewhat upset that I had pretty good numbers and then the numbers went down. I don't want to be upset about that because my sole intention to do all of this is to do it all for you and to make you all happy and make you all feel comfortable. So I feel really bad when I'm mentioning like, oh well, I'm not getting the numbers that I used to get. So honestly, I'm not complaining. Like people are watching. That's the important part. I'm happy that I have people who actually come along and want to watch me and overall just chill and chat chill in the chat. Like I see you all talking and interacting with each other. I can't be any more happy than that. I'm gonna be honest with you. By the way, chat, how's this audio sound? I've done some adjustments in the audio. I've been doing some adjustments in general to a lot of things. One of the most important things that I did is I actually added noise cancellation to my microphone, and this is a long time coming because for a while, some of you might have noticed it, but most of you might have not. I would more often than not hear my PC in the background, and that caused me annoyance. I didn't like that at all. I just it bothers me to some degree, and I didn't want that to happen. So overall, if anything, I just want to make sure that like I'm that noise is not happening anymore. And I think when I added on this filter, it's fixed a lot of the things. So I don't have to worry about too much about what you all can hear because the noise cancellation will be more than happy to help make sure it doesn't happen. So I'm happy to see that. Join us, I love one. Hi, not something. It's good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Kaisel, please change that profile picture. By the way, Kaisel, I'm sleepy too. By the way, I hope your leg is okay. I hope you're feeling better in that aspect. I'm sleepy, like legitimately. I don't know why I'm so sleepy. I feel like I've been having less energy lately, and that's not good. I need to figure this out because if I don't have enough energy, then how can I live stream? How can I keep up with the group? How can I do anything? I need as much energy as possible. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be cooked, chat. Um, I think one of the most important things I could ask is if anybody has a question. I do. That's why I like questions, chat, because I just yap. I can just yap all day, and I'll talk to the end of time. Because questions, I don't know, are my lifeblood. They keep me going. They fuel me. If there's anything you're curious about related to me, or if there's anything you want me to talk about, maybe an opinion on something, or maybe if you just need advice, I'm I'm a pretty versatile person. I can answer a lot of questions. If I can't answer it, I will tell you, which would really only boil down to things that I can't like specific things like cars or maybe like I don't know, specific hobbies. And at that point, I'll answer them to the best of my ability, but I cannot guarantee I'll give you a proper answer. So, sleep apnea. What time is it for me? Right now is currently it's currently 9:10. So, it's a little bit on the later side. I intend to stream until 11 p.m. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, we'll see. I don't think a little longer though because I want to hang out with my brother and that's going to be after the stream. So, but I still want to make sure I spend time with you all here. Anyways, have I ever played Ultra Kill? Actually, no, I have not. Actually, I have. Let me let me go somewhere else. Let me go here. It's just so dark in this world. I'm gonna get closer to the light. I'm gonna get closer to the light. So, have I played Ultra Kill? Yes, I have actually. I'm like not in. I'm like not. This is not correct. Hold on. I know what to do. Here we go. This is much better. Sort of. Have I played Ultra Kill? Yes, I have actually. It's. I played it for a good while until eventually I was like, eh. I suck at those kind of games, and I'll tell you why. I suck at those kind of games because I'm not a very good mechanical aimer. I've never been really good at aiming with mouse. I used to be at one point in time, but I would try a little too hard, and more often than not, it caused my wrist to get so much pain because I never really paid attention to ergonomics during the point in time. So unfortunately, I now suffer with carpal tunnel on both my wrists. It's only mild. It's only mild. I hope it doesn't get to the point where I need surgery, but if anything, playing VR chat actually helps with that because I'm not actually using my hands right now. Like my hands are just open and outstretched. So not only do I get the opportunity to talk to you all and do something productive, I suppose, but I'm also like enjoying myself and having a good time. So if anything, I'm pretty happy with VR chat for that reason alone, and that's why I do it a lot because it gives me the opportunity to not really destroy my wrists in the process. Let's say hypothetically, if you could own one game, what would that be? Um, if I could own one game, I don't really have a preference in what game I would. Ah, yeah. Battlefield 6. So, I don't know how many of you all are invested into something like Battlefield 6 chat, but Battlefield has been a very important part of my life ever since Battlefield 3. Now, I've never really played Battlefield 2 or 1942. I've played 1943 for very brief moments. Chad, I will say this. I was kind of a bad boy when I was younger, and when realizing that you can more or less download games and put them on your console illegally, I mean, I didn't really necessarily like. It's funny because I would do it, and we eventually got our just desserts because we had this modded. What's going on? Uh oh, are they saying I shouldn't do that? Anyways, we had this modded Xbox, and we actually played. I played COD Zombies on it. Or I played Call of Duty 5. We didn't have Call of Duty 5, but we had a burned disc of it, and the modded Xbox could play it. So I would play COD 5 and COD Zombies on there. But one day we would sign into our account, and the whole Xbox and the account that it was tied to was banned, which fair play, fair play. I guess we flew too close to the sun and we got burned. It is what it is. We didn't really know. We were stupid kids. What can you say? But the reason why I mentioned that is because my first instance of Battlefield was actually in 1943, and it was with that same console because I had it downloaded onto a USB stick and I played it. I played it for like an hour at most. I didn't really get much information out of it, but my first real game I would say that I actually officially played, like for realsies, was Battlefield Bad Company 2. I don't know how many of you have all played Bad Company 2, but that game is the GOAT! I love that game. It was so good. I wish they'd make a Bad Company 3. That'd be really awesome. But then um one of the next games that came out after that fact was Battlefield 3. And well, I loved 2042. Excuse me. No. We're not gonna talk about 2042. But I loved Bad Company 2, and I thought to myself, well, I want to play Battlefield 3, and play I did. I think Battlefield 3 was one of the games where I had the most hours on. In I think I wouldn't say out of all the games I ever played ever, but in my Xbox 360 career, because in that game I was hugely focused on the aspect of flying jets. I remember, oh man, chat. I remember I would stay up late, probably up until 12 in the morning when my bedtime was like 10 o'clock. But I would stay up late at night. Um, I would keep everything quiet. I couldn't hear any sound. But I would play on Operation Firestorm specifically. Now back then in Battlefield 3, they added this option of renting a server. And I actually capitalized on it because there was a point in time where there was something called Battlelog. In other words, EA was trying to make a social media app for Battlefield. And for a while, it was really nice because not only did it have forums and profiles for you all to meet together and make you make platoons, which are like clans. And if anything, I have a lot of investment into making clans. But the most important part then was with Battlefield 3, I really, really, really loved air support. Like, I was so focused on playing jets and taking down jets. Now, mind you, my first time I've flown a jet, it took me like 50 crashes before I finally got a kill. Like finally, cuz I don't know why jet flying was just so hard to me until eventually my like brain started connecting into it and it all just clicked. After that, I was I would usually be the air person. I would be the one that would be providing ground support. If there was a helicopter bothering, let's say like my brother and his squad or whatever, I would just go and take care of it. Air support is so much fun. And it's funny, my roommate was talking about it. If you control the air, you control the war, which is decently true. I wouldn't say it's totally true in the case of Battlefield. And also, for those of you who have flown, maybe who haven't flown, flying jets in Battlefield is such a nightmare. You know why? Because there's just the lock-ons. There's so much lock-ons happening, and you just hear beep 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 beep. Beep. I'm just like it's panic-inducing. It really is, because it requires you to pay really close attention. It requires you to figure out how to get out of sticky situations. It's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable, and if you know what you're doing, you could definitely make a change in the battlefield. But it's definitely not for everybody, because it definitely demands a lot of attention and a lot of resources upon yourself. But the point is, Battlefield 3, I mostly flew. Battlefield 4, same story, I mostly flew. Then Battlefield 1 came out. I still flew. In fact, I think I like Battlefield 1's flying mechanics the most. It was the World War One era planes was actually really nice. Like the bombers, for example, you couldn't just do a full like loop-de-loop on unless you wanted to crash the plane entirely. But the little scout planes that you could fly, those are really nice. And the double biplanes, those are really cool too because they're teamwork oriented. But overall, I think Battlefield 1 had the best, probably had the best flying. And then at that point, I kind of just sort of stopped playing Battlefield. Battlefield 5 came out, but I couldn't really get into the jets in that game or like flying in that game. And 2042, same story. I don't know what they did with the flying in 2042. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel really good to me, so ultimately I just didn't do it. Now, with all that being said, now Battlefield 6 is just around the corner, and I honestly cannot wait now more than ever to get back into flying. I really cannot wait to fly those jets again and provide great air support. So yeah, there's my Battlefield 6 story. What's going on? Hi Oz, it's good to see you. I appreciate seeing you. Hi Mango Bear, it's good. Hi Mango Bear, it's good to see you too. I appreciate seeing you all who hasn't been back here in a while. Hi Warrior Pie, it's good to see you. I appreciate the collab that we did. If anything, I will say this on stream right here. Thank you for the opportunity. It's I very very much appreciate it. I'm admittingly I was kind of coming in with like a very faint sense of confidence. I feel very, no, get me wrong, I feel very confident in doing interviews. I feel very confident in B-roll and all this kind of stuff. I just didn't really know exactly what I was walking into, and that's not fault of you guys. The fault is on myself because I didn't realize that the VR chat camera only has such a high zoom. I didn't realize how there's a lot of other factors I didn't put into consideration, but I did the best I could, and I think my results are pretty decent. I mean, you seem satisfied with it, so I couldn't be any more happy. I can't wait for the video to post tomorrow. Once it posts tomorrow, I think and you all my chat gets to see it and have the opportunity. I hope you all could genuinely enjoy it. They seem like a good group. They seem like a very good set of people. And if anything, that's just another way to enjoy VR chat. And that's the most important part I'm trying to establish here. VR chat is such an ever expanding and growing world of so many different things that you can do. And there's nowadays competition out there like Resonite and all other VR services. Technically speaking, Second Life has never went anywhere either. And they also have to consider non-VR applications like Roblox. Roblox is a very huge, I wouldn't say competitor, but a very huge portion of what VR chat technically is. I feel like you can gather a lot of opportunities of what you do in VR chat in Roblox. Like a social hangout world, I'm sure Roblox has that. Like game worlds, I'm sure Roblox has that. I don't mind Roblox, but that just also should just tell how competitive all this stuff is to VR chat. But with that being said, VR chat just provides a completely different experience. I don't know how to describe it other than just VR chat is an experience. I don't know how many of you all have ever watched a video from a guy named Royalty is Here talking about how bad VR chat is. And he's pretty right about a lot of it. There's a lot of bad things going on in VR chat, day in and day out. And I feel for everybody who's going through it all. There's just too much insecurities. There's too much understanding of people just trying to bring the real life into VR chat. We we all go into VR just to escape reality and enjoy ourselves in it. We don't go into it to remind ourselves of reality. And if anything, the most important thing that I want to help cultivate. In fact, chat, I've decided it. I when I was cutting the lawn today, I'm going to change something in the Discord server to where I'm going to have a mission statement. And my mission statement is going to have 3 goals. 1, I want to create a community where everybody has the opportunity to have fun and feel safe. 2, I want to create an opportunity where I can show off what VR chat truly can be, where, great worlds for bars, dance scenes, club scenes, the flying scene, or club scenes maybe. That's a little more on the 18 plus side, but game worlds, overall just everything that VR chat can be. And seeing an air show in VR chat is cool. Like, it's not the same, but you know what? It's also not the same where it's like sticky and hot and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of sound. Like, you can hear the jets. It's really cool how well everything just melds together. And the announcements that they had and the crowd that they had, and they were playing music and everything. It was good. It was a very good event. I enjoyed my time there. And the group that I was hanging out with, they seemed like great people. So that's something I want to help cultivate. That's something I want to advertise. In fact, I may make a video soon about offering advertising opportunities to other people in their groups, because I'm not going to act like I'm the biggest person, chat. Like, I'm not the biggest anything really. I mean, even just like being next to 500 subscribers, I still don't see that as a big milestone. Maybe I'm just so infatuated to the idea of people like having 100k subscribers and stuff like that, where my measly like 473 is next to nothing to it. But there's 2 things I should consider in this aspect. 1, I'm steadily growing, and I think that's important. I don't want to stagnate. If I stagnate, then I'm not growing. But I want to make sure I can continue my outreach as much as I can to everybody that I can, because my missions are true. And 2, I also want to make sure that, if anything, the people who do stay around, I want you all to enjoy yourselves. And I'm willing to do many different things to try to figure out what I need to do to help keep your engagement. That is why I'm doing the cafe stream. I am also, this is a little experimental, I will say, but I am also doing a social circle. Now, I have done social circles before, and I know how to host them and everything. But here's the thing, this will not be live streamed. Why? Because the topics that may be shared in the social circle should not be recorded, simply. I'm trying to invite a more open space, a more safer space, where people can feel comfortable to speak about whatever they want to speak about. And live streaming that is not nice, I would say. Some people kind of keep their vulnerabilities close to themselves. I know for sure if I said a lot of things that I consider close to my heart and it was just put out there on a YouTube video, I would feel kind of upset myself. So I can understand the privacy of all that matter. Hence why it's going to be my first VR chat event where it's not live streamed. And if anything, I want to help continue cultivating non-live stream events in my Discord server, because I want to actually help cultivate my Discord server. I want people to come along. I want people to join. If anything, I might just make it group plus, so that way people can join in that aspect too. So if you want to invite people, oh, it's thundering outside. So if you want to invite people, I will offer the opportunity to do so, because it's not being live streamed, so I don't have to worry about someone potentially trying to get me banned or whatever. So we could talk about it. I'm sure there's more discussion to be had about it if we can. Bread roll wine is hitting me. Welcome to the chaotic hellhole, Mango. Why are there so many there's 3 unknowns now at this point? Is I like wine on today? I think I love wine. I love wine's a shapeshifter. They converted it into something else, but I don't even know what they converted into. It feels weird having 2 more myself. I'm going to Toastopia right now, and not gonna lie, it's last. Toastopia? What's Toastopia? Is that like a VR chat world or something that I'm not aware of? You said you wanted to divorce wine. Being what I am, only a VR chat can attest to the planes are fucking hard. Yeah, being what I am, only VR chat. I can attest. I would, yeah, it's just, it's very commendable to see the group the VR chat Thunderbirds being able to coordinate and everything, because I would imagine it is indeed hard. Now, of course, real life flying is also going to be hard as well. Ooh, Skelly invite. I see Skelly your invite. I'll add you in a second to random slam. But real life flying is hard, of course, and there's a lot of coordination, a lot of know how to go about it. But just when I saw you all flying in the air show, I can also see the problems that happen specifically in the virtual space. For example, lag and rubber banding, and sometimes like occasionally a crash would happen, and I know it wasn't you all's fault because I could see how perfect your formation is, but the game decides I want you destroyed. I don't know why it does that. Is that something you all do, or is that something just VR chat does as a whole? I would like to assume VR chat does that because VR chat is very buggy and very weird sometimes, especially when there's a lot of people in the same instance. But I'm sure you all know that to be true too. Oz, I appreciate you being here. Hello. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. I can't move the camera when I'm at this. There we go. I appreciate Oz being here. I don't want to divorce Kaisel. I love Wine keeps blaming Kaisel for the relationship. I know, Pokeboy. I don't really know what's going on with that matter anymore. It's just, it's, it's something. I'll tell you that much. Who a bit yawning because you're an addict. You have to multitask a lot while flying. I'd figure as much, yeah, because there's a lot of things you have to pay attention to, and I also am fascinated with it in sort of because I don't know if you're here, Warrior, but I mentioned how in Battlefield 3 I loved flying a lot and how I enjoyed just everything that's involved in it. And you never really think about it until like you somewhat get simulated with it. Because in Battlefield, yeah, you fly a jet, but not only do you have to make sure that you're flying it correctly, you have to make sure there's nobody that's going to try to attack you. You have to make sure you're not being locked on and being attacked on. And just in general, it's you. Like, I feel like a pilot, when they fly a plane, it is, or specifically jet in this case, it is one of the trickiest things to do in terms of like vehicle manipulation because there's a lot you have to pay attention to. There's a lot you have to process. It's not as simple as simply just like flicking on a switch and then going off. No, you got to consider altitude. You got to consider yaw. You have to consider that the force of natures is not going to let you do whatever you want. Gravity can stall you. Gravity can make you overall not be able to, control your jet correctly. There is so much that can go wrong in jet flying that if you're not, but with how much can go wrong, that's why you need a very, very strong intuition and a great ability to react to what needs to be done. And it's adaptability in general because there's all sorts of errors and situations where can lead you in bad positions in terms of plane flying or even jet flying. But being able to handle situations, being able to process the new scenario that comes your way and fixing it right, almost like I would say in the matter of seconds. It has to be in the matter of seconds. If you don't do it in the matter of seconds, there is a likelihood chance that you will like crash and you'll be destroyed. And obviously nobody wants that. But on top of that too, I remember, it's funny because I think I actually watched a Thunderbirds documentary not too long ago. And I remember they mentioned when you do the evacuation, like if you're going to crash or whatever, you want to save the pilot, obviously. So they have that emergency evacuation. They jettison them out. But they also said that every time you do that, it results in, I think, you getting slightly shorter, but also definitely taking on a lot more impact on your body. Because I think the way to describe it is that you receive so many G's on your body at that one point in time, naturally, because you want to live, right? Sure, you may suffer some bodily harm, but you'll still live. So, and it's funny because they mentioned like you can only do that twice before you're not allowed to fly anymore, which is crazy. I can't believe that's like how the merit is, how the standard is. But I suppose when it's something as serious as that, then I guess you have to follow by that standard. You're also an alcoholic, Kaisel. Kaisel, listen, Kaisel. I'm not gonna say anything on stream to call you out, but I need you to put a little more effort into things, if that makes sense. The last cafe stream, fine, I understand. Perhaps you were just indulging a little too much, and I'm not necessarily mad at you, but I'm more or less, I would say, disappointed. And I'm not going to suddenly hate you or be mad at you for the rest of my life. If anything, I just want you to understand that I want the best for you, and I expect better from you. If you were, let me put it this way, you were the person who decided to come to me about joining the cafe stream, but now you see more than anybody else I have standards when it comes to stuff like this. I'm not simply going to be like, yeah, come join. No, it's fine. It's okay. Now, these standards live when I want someone to meet my standards. And I have high standards as is. Everything I do, chat, I make sure I do it to the highest degree possible because you all deserve nothing but my best. If I can't give you my best, then it's probably best I don't give you anything. In fact, I feel like right now, my live streaming capability is not my best right now. It really isn't. I'm tired. You hear me yawning, all this different kind of stuff. But I did it anyways for two reasons. One, I do miss you all. I actually had good energy earlier to live stream, but right now it's just a little tiring. It is what it is. I'm still okay. If I yap enough, if I yap enough, I'll get more energy. But also two, if at the very least I do want to reconnect with you all. I've been through a lot today. I've discussed a lot. I've reflected a lot. I've been through many different situations and scenarios, and I want to share with you all my day, like my past couple days. I've worked 4 days in a row the past days, and I know that may sound like nothing to a lot of people who are used to it, but you got to remember I work like 10-hour days all those days, and I'm in charge of, effectively 10, 15 people on, a team at a given point in time, including my Sunday, where my Sunday I had no support. I didn't have my subordinate nor the manager above me. So, and I had my, don't get me wrong, I had the higher up managers, but I don't like bothering them either. I just had myself. But you know what, chat? I kicked ass. I did a really good job at work that day, and I couldn't be any more happier with myself. I'm truly proud of myself for what I've done, and if anything, I want to share that with you all. Like, if I if I fulfill an accomplishment, chat, I want to make sure I can share it with you all. It is important to me that we are a team and that if I do something right, we can cherish it together. We sink or swim in this ship. We have to make sure that if one of us is not feeling so good, well, guess what? We all have to be there and help them. If one of us is feeling fantastic and is having a good day and good productive day, you know what? We cheer them on. We have to be there for each other, chat. And that's the most important part that I emphasize in my community through and through. Now, of course, I don't expect you to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's not my intention whatsoever. But if at the very least, I hope you all can be civil enough. I hope you all can find connections with each other and ultimately just vibe and have fun. That is why I'm actually really excited to do the social circle. This is going to be my chance to figure you all out more and have a better way of connecting and vibing and really enjoying who we are in this community. So, I hope everybody's okay, like truly and genuinely. I'm sorry if I'm not my absolute best right now, but I'm still here. And I want to make sure I can tell you all my appreciation. You all can see me bob my head and hair around and listen to my voice because apparently some people find it soothing for some reason. If anything, I appreciate you all and I love you all very much. I will say that many a times until eventually the message gets across, and even then I'll continue to say it further still. I can't be any more thankful to have such opportunities that I've had in the past couple months. Like the ability to be able to do a cafe stream again or just do a cafe event in general. Those are some of my favorite moments in VR chats. And I had no way of doing them because I didn't have a group. But now I do. And I'm happy every single event that I do. I was sitting there. I remember when I was sitting there with Code, the avatar, my avatar creator, and them and I were just chilling, laying on the side of the bed, and I look up and I see everybody just chatting with each other. You know, Relithic, Kaisel, Diddy, um, Iblis, even Void. Void came, and I'm appreciative of them too. And Emmett came too. I I think, chat. I want to make sure I emphasize how important all of that is to me. Like, I can't be any more thankful that I can spend a Saturday night with people I genuinely care and enjoy in every step of the way. And don't get me wrong, I want to bring more people. I want to reach out to more people and continue to fulfill this sense of finding more people. And we all get together. Maybe one day I want another assistant and help cultivate them. But, chat, remember, I have high standards. You all can ask Kaisel. My standards are rather high. Because, like I said, when it comes to doing things for my community, I take it very, very seriously. I don't I'm not opposed if you all want to act like yourselves in the community. That's fine. Please act like yourselves. I watch the Discord chat sometimes. I may not participate because I don't have much time unfortunately to do so, but I do like seeing you all have fun, vibe, talk to each other, enjoying each other's time and company. That that warms my heart more than you all might realize because I've made this community. I've gathered you all. I found the opportunity to outreach and continue to outreach. So, truly, from the bottom of my heart, I am ever thankful that we can have this moments. We can have this opportunity. And I get it, some people may outside in may look at my server and be like, "Wow, this is a really strange, weird, immature server." No, it's people having fun. They're being themselves. What's wrong with just being yourself? Just have fun. Vibe. I mean, I'm more than happy to follow in with the absolute chaos that happens in the server because I'm just the same. I'm the leader of the I'm the leader of the crazies. I was crazy once, and I was locked in a rubber room of rats and rats. I'm not doing that anymore. No more. No more. No more. Let's see what chat has to say. Sandwiches? I want a sandwich. Oh my gosh, chat. I gotta read up. I gotta read up, chat. I'm reading up. Hi, Anime Emir. Nice of you to join us. I appreciate you being here. Oh my gosh, chat. I gotta read. Kaisel might shoot wine. Oh no. Why are we talking about shooting each other, chat? What is going on? Holy cow. Is I Love Wine being crazy? Also, speaking of the VRC TB has a lot of those people in the VR chat pages. Ooh, that's pretty cool, actually. Holy cow. Well, if anything, Warrior, I hope what I've done for you will hopefully continue to provide more outreach for your community. You seem like you have a good community, and I want to help support that the best I can. VRC does have a lot to do. Bread roll, wine is being mean. What is wine doing? Where is wine? Hi, Realithic, it's good to see you. What is going on? Who's I Love Wine? Where's I Love Wine? Do I need to kick I Love Wine? I Love Wine. Listen. All right, chat. I'm calling out. I'm calling out right here. I Love Wine. You've been rather rambunctious in my streams lately. Okay, just straight up, wholehearted, honestly, I don't like how you're acting to, let's say, Golden Ducky. The moment you put on their profile picture and more or less mock them by saying, let's say hypothetically, blah 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 blah, it's really not nice, and I don't condone it anymore. I ask you to please stop. If you don't stop, I will legitimately kick you out of my community, and I mean that dead seriously. I don't want to. If you want to stay here, then please just stop mocking. I'm not asking for much, but I'm putting my foot down on this because I don't want to condone this any further. I'm seeing people saying stop it to you. So if they're saying stop it to you, then I think at this point I should say the same thing too. Stop. Be yourself. Stop copying other people, and overall just enjoy who you are. You have done such a great job opening up in the server. You have done so much more in helping us understand who you are. You're a fantastic person, and I can't be any more happier you're within my own community. But if all you're going to do is cause mockery, and all you're going to do is cause discourse and trouble, and potentially make people too worried because you can't handle yourself, well, in that latter point, I don't exactly want to let you go now because you may need more help. But mockery stands more important than anything else, and I don't stand mockery. I don't stand drama. I don't stand rumors. I don't stand any sort of bullshit. You know why, chat? Because all of that just leads to things that are not productive for anyone. Drama, mockery, overall clicks, all this kind of stuff. Why? Why? In the real world, we deal with that so much. Why do you have to bring it over here? So I'm telling you right now, I Love Wine, please stop. This is my final warning. If I see any instance of it again, I will not hesitate to remove you from the community. And that's all I have to say about that. Cross out of the void. Is the drama still happening? I really don't know what's going on in terms of drama. And I don't want this to happen. Please. If things are getting tense, I will step in. I've said it before in the server. If things are getting tense for some reason, I will step in and take matters in my own hands if I have to. And you really don't want me to take matters in my own hands. Because you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to leave by my hand. And we don't want that to happen. Gives Kaisel a Molotov. No, no, no fighting. No more fighting. Put your guns away. Put your knives. Put your Molotov cocktails away. There's no way this is happening. I know, everyone's fighting for some reason. What the heck's going on? We are Why is there so many unknowns now? Why is there too much unknowns? Oh my goodness. If you're fighting right now, I demand you stop right now. We're chilling here, everybody. We're not here to fight. I don't even know how this started. Do I have to really review the whole live replay and talk to people individually to see who started it? I don't want to. That's not worth my time. Again, drama. Just waste time. Please. Your pet Stegosaurus snorted some crack. What would you do? I don't have a pet Stegosaurus. From the context, I'm getting is pregnant by a wine. What the heck? What is going on? Hi, Danielle. It's good to see you. What is going on in this chat? Do I need to look at the chat more carefully? I think gravity's at least your problems of a plane. Yeah, I mean, gravity. Well, the reason why I meant, yeah, because there's air resistance and there's all other kind of stuff. That's why I said forces of nature. But of course, gravity still is a problem. You know why? Because if you're not careful with how you handle the forces of nature, like air resistance and maybe your own throttling, gravity's the last thing you're gonna see before it's all over. I mean, or gravity is gonna be the thing that determines when it's gonna be all over for you. So technically, gravity is a concern after all. To the coffee stream, I was at a pool party and I was so sad I didn't make it. It's okay, Danielle. I appreciate you being here. You're at this stream, so I'm happy you're here. I love wine. Josiah says I love wine. Slap something. What did you slap? Oh, slap not something. Well, stop hitting each other. What the heck's wrong with you? Wide Kamehameha. Got mauled by 5 gorillas? Well, that's very unfortunate. I hope you went to the hospital after that one. Roller gave Kaisel a burrito gun. What they do? I'm not giving anybody a gun. Especially not a burrito gun. A burrito gun? Does that thing even exist? What the heck? What's that profile pic? It was an old profile pic of me and wine. I love how Kaisel's wearing that one. You want everybody to respect each other. Yes, I do want everybody to respect each other because there's no reason to cause weird discourse and animosity amongst each other. And I get it, doing a hee ha ha of mockery. If we know it's joking, then sure, fine, maybe. I just don't see it as a joke because mockery eventually turns into acceptance, and acceptance of mockery is not okay at all. True, they're people. You want everybody to respect each other. True, be there for people and help each other out. We're all in a relationship. You are y'all in a relationship. Kaisel changed this thing. Me and Unknown. 2 of me. Alright, my baboon eye needs an explanation in 1 sentence. Explanation of what? Do I have a favorite? Ooh, Unknown, good question. Do I have a very favorite show? I've had a lot of favorite shows all throughout my life. But I would say if I had a definite favorite show that I can always look back at and smile, it was definitely Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't know how many of y'all have watched Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't even know how many of you were alive when Ed, Edd n Eddy was actually on air. But Ed, Edd n Eddy was like a slice of life children's cartoon on Cartoon Network, but it was like a slice of life show where it was 3 kids and their ultimate job was to try to scam the kids in the neighborhood that they were in to try to get money to buy Jawbreakers. That was legitimately the whole premise of the show. It's just it would just be different episodes of many different escapades of how they would go about that. So there would be 3 main characters. It was Ed, D. Eddie was like the leader of them. He was the con artist. He was a scammer. He was also the person that like led the group. And overall he was cool. He was trying to be the cool guy, but he was more or less like a dork more than anything. Then there was Double D, who was the brains of the group. They were more or less the one that would understand all situations and understand all scenarios and be able to give informed decisions, even though they get thrown out the window because Eddie never cared what Double D said. And then there was Ed. Like Ed, I think it was is Ed, just ED. That's why they called Ed Double D, because it was EDD. The point is, Ed was the stupid one, but also the strongest one. If anything, he was the one that was able to handle much tougher situations, but he was a big loaf while doing so. But he was a very, very nice character. He was more or less the comedic relief because even though they were not very smart, they still had a lot of heart within them. Overall, the whole show, every character just oozed with personality. Every single one of them. And eventually, they started adding episodes in later seasons where they were going to high school. Not high school? Was it high school? I think it was high school. But they were going to high school and everything. And, they did interactions through there until it eventually ended where the final episode was technically a movie. But the final episode was where Eddie wanted to go see his brother. And he lived in the trailer park. So they went on a very long adventure to find his brother. In the meanwhile, all the cul-de-sac kids wanted to destroy the group. I don't exactly remember why, but they were chasing after them. So the whole movie was basically in the matter of what Ed, and Eddie were going through, on top of the group behind them trying to figure out where they went. In the end of it all, they did find his brother, but they came to realize that Eddie's brother is a complete jerk. Technically, Eddie's brother was the only adult you ever seen in this show. Because all the adults in the show, they just never existed. They only existed through insinuation. So, for example, for Double D, their parents would leave a bunch of sticky notes all over the place, and Double D had to abide by it because they were always so busy. I think Eddie had a similar situation too. Like his parents, I think lived somewhere far away or whatever, so he couldn't really. And Ed's parents, they all just were just busy. You never actually saw them. It was only about the kids. But the reason why I mention all this is because Eddie's brother was the only adult we ever saw in that show, and he was an absolute jerk. He abused Eddie. He basically treated Ed like a toy. Nobody liked him. The whole group didn't like them, and eventually when the cul-de-sac kids came over and confronted Eddie, they ganged up on Eddie's brother, and they actually took him down. So what happened then is that for some reason Ed and Eddie became friends with the cul-de-sac kids, and after that, the show ended. And honestly, I think that was probably one of the best ways to end a show. They all came together, they enjoy each other's company, and they live happily ever after. The end. That was a really nice show. I miss the nostalgia it provided because it definitely reminds me of a simpler time. A time that doesn't exist anymore. Now granted, I'm living within that time and I'm more than happy to live a part of it, hence why VR chat, full body tracking, face tracking, all this kind of stuff. We live in a much more complex world, and it comes with much more complex problems. So being able to look back and realize, oh, this was never really a problem back in the past. That's why a lot of people look back in the olden days with a sense of nostalgia. There's so much new, there's so much more going on these days. When back then, simplicity was all around, wherever you looked. It was a good time. A time we don't live in anymore, but a time where you can look back and actually smile. I'm not necessarily frowning about what I'm doing right now. I love what I'm doing right now. I get to talk to you all and appreciate you all being here, but sometimes I like to look back and appreciate what was. But I'm definitely not upset with what is. Anyways, chat, I need to get some water. I'm still going to talk. I just need to get up, get water, and I need to get my battery bank too. I'm going to read chat in the meanwhile. Anyways, let's say hypothetically I feel like Roller's been yapping for just a little too long. Well, Golden Ducky, that's my whole premise. That's what I do here. I'm just a yapper. What do you expect? That's my whole premise. I'm just a big yapper. So, sorry if I'm yapping a little too much. What do you want me to do then? What else should I do? Does anybody have a world recommendation? I'll go to a world if you want me to. I have some energy to move and groove a bit, but I need some recommendations. I need to also look for recommendations myself so we can find opportunities to go to places and have more fun. But until then, I'm just going to yap away. And if anything, I would like questions so that way I can yap more. But, overall, sorry, Golden Ducky, maybe you should participate in the stream instead of asking a bunch of hypotheticals that I don't really want answering. Because, let's say hypothetically, our rhinoceros comes in the 14th of July. Well, how does it pay its taxes? I don't exactly know how to answer that question. What do you want me to say? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. Put some more thought into your questions. Then maybe, just maybe, I'll put more thought into what you actually say. Just saying. I appreciate you being here, but you can't be upset with me yapping so much if all you give is hypotheticals that literally just like I don't even want to put brain power towards because why? It doesn't make sense. It's kind of nonsensical at that point. Me getting held by the hands of death, doom, and destruction. That's not very good. I hope you're okay. Hi Chris Tile. Chris Tale? Is that Crystal or Crystal? I'm gonna say Crystal. Hi Crystal, it's nice of you to join us. If you have any question or you want to talk about anything, then feel free by all means. I'm more than happy to answer things. Actually, I have an idea. Hold on, I'm just reading up in chat. Is the drama gone now? Favorite show. I want this to be a happy stream too. I want all of my streams to be happy. I like what I've seen so far. I'm happy you enjoy it, Warrior. I hope I did really good. Show me IRL play Russian. We should all meet up IRL, play Russian roulette, and the last person standing gets mod and random slam in his streams, and they have to feed off the corp. What the? What is this? What is this? What is this? What? Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I love one. He's being mean. Listen. I don't want to put anybody in their place. I really don't. I don't like the idea of calling out people. I don't like the idea of putting people's business out there. It's never been me. I always want to make sure if I do things, I will do them off stream and do them personally. But I mean, every time I see I Love Wine, every time he gets on, he's just mocking someone, and I don't like that. So just all I ask is if we can calm that down. That's all I care about. So and I Love Wine. I'm sorry if I've potentially maybe like said something that could potentially hurt your feelings. But I'm stern about this stuff and I'm very serious. I want to make sure we can enjoy ourselves. And I'm trying to make sure we avoid as much insecurities as possible or as much matters of negativity as possible. And mockery is definitely a negative thing. So please help me out with that. I want a positive community. I want us to all vibe, chill, have fun. We're here. I do my streams so we could just escape for a second. I'm talking with you all and I'm trying to catch up with chat. That's also why I put on slow mode so I can have a little bit of an easier chance to catch up with chat. But we're all here. We're just having a good time. It's a Monday night. I'm sure some people are still not in school yet, but some people who have started their work days are probably tuning in and they just want to relax. They want to unwind, they want to enjoy their time, and this is the sole intention of what I do for my streams. That's why it's called Chill and Chat. I want you all to chill. I want you to have a good time. Anybody new who comes along, I'm very grateful for you to be here. I hope you can enjoy your time too, because I genuinely just want it to be a nice vibe. I want everybody to be able to laugh it up, have fun, and I know I keep repeating myself in this aspect, but this is all I want. Like, it's not about me. It really isn't. If anything, I'm just the anime girl that's moving right in front of you in your screen. I want you to be more focused on the actual live replay section and not really on me. But I hope if anything my voice is pleasurable enough where you don't mind the yapping. And if anything, I do want to try to do more active things again. Like I want to try to do more VR horror as much as I reluctantly say that sentence. Cuz like VR horror is great and stuff, but it still scares the living dickens out of me. It's chat. If you haven't played VR, let alone VR horror, it's not the same. I promise you. It's scary as hell. In fact, I kind of want to go do VR horror now, actually. I feel like my skin has bugs. That's not good. That's not good at all. What do you have? What? You might want to get that checked, Josiah. I'm telling you. Roll out device. Why? Because I'm with something. And he's being mad at me and kicking something and me. Well, maybe I love wine and you need to have a discussion about that and figure out what's going on. Whatever the case, this discussion should not be in my chat, and it definitely should not affect the influence of my chat either. So, if you can't figure it out, then I'll just be your, I don't know, I'll be your, like, divorce lawyer or something. I'll be like, stop it! So, there you go. Did you get that? It's stop it. I mean, I'm trying to talk in chat too. Yeah, Relithic. I'm trying to just be here and relax and have a good time. I think you're delayed. I think you're delayed, I think, for us. Well, if anything, I've just been yapping for the most part, and I'm trying to catch up on chat. So that's the reason why I may be delayed a bit. That favorite show was so long ago, I think. I will never understand you guys, Cell. Yeah, it's a good show, Unknown. I really appreciate it. Unknown, what's your favorite show? I want to know what... Chat, what's everybody's favorite show? Everybody, chat, everybody... Okay, you know what? Actually, let me do this real quick. Let me see this. No. Wait, I could do something else. Or at least I could do something else back then. Hold on. I can't do the thing anymore. What? Dan, chat, I don't know how to use YouTube live streams. And then the drama's gone. My mind hates you, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna say I'm excited to see your video tomorrow, whatever you do. Listen, Warrior, I'll tell you this. In the matter of just speaking in general, and you know it to be true because you have to do it a lot when it comes to your commentating over the air shows. It's hard sometimes. It really just is. And our brains, we think they could be wired well enough to be able to talk for a very long period of time. And sure, some people out there have the opportunity to do so, but I'm realizing myself right now, and granted this is because I'm kind of tired, but I'm realizing myself right now, a lot of my words are kind of twisting each other. And the realization of that happening is because talking is hard. It really is hard. I have to think about what I want to talk about. I need to think about how much I'm talking. And yes, I know I'm yapping, but what else am I going to do, chat? Just sit here and do nothing? Is that what you want instead? I don't think so. No, 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 no. But in all seriousness, just straight up just yapping is actually a lot more difficult than people might put up to be. And being able to try to be engaging and talk to you all, sometimes it is exhausting, especially if I'm tired. So I really am trying my best to put on a good show here for you all. I really want to go for the 2-hour mark. Right now I'm already on hour 1, so I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good so far. But my eyes are tired, and I don't know why. That's also why my eyes have been closed a lot more lately. Like you all see right now, my eyes are closed. But I'm just trying to refresh my eyes. I'm still here, chat. It's just that my eyes hate me. I don't know why. They just do sometimes. But while I'm here, I'm just gonna get some water while I'm at it. Yeah, I need a lot more water too. If I don't get water, chat, then I'm screwed. I'm serious. Plus, my ears are itchy. Oh, chat, I got new audio things. So what I mean by that is, right now I'm currently wearing headphones that plug directly into the Quest Pro, and they're all well and good. They're okay. The only problem is they sound very, 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 very muffled. And I don't like that because it's not indicative to the actual sound you all hear. To me, like the music and everything right now, it all just sounds really muffled and I don't like it like that. So if anything, I actually ordered headphones that kind of clip on to the Quest Pro, and I'm hoping to God they will be much better quality than these. Now, granted, those ones that I got were like 50 something odd dollars, and these ones were 15. But I'm really just trying to find a better solution as a whole for my audio problem, because when I was trying to use my wireless headphones, those would have the weirdest issue of just occasionally cutting out the audio, and I can't have that, especially if I'm gonna have a social circle on Wednesday. I can't be having that. So I gotta take matters into my own hands. Unfortunately, what that means now is that my mic, the mic that you all hear me on that I just took off right now so you can hear me better, this particular mic right here has a clip-on that I had to put onto the Quest Pro myself. Now, I had a limited amount from the packaging itself. Unfortunately, I lost the rest, so I have to also buy that. I had to buy that so I can when I get the headphones, I can clip the next clip onto the headphones themselves. So I think not only will this help with avoiding my breathing and I sometimes hear my dry mouth, chat, and I hate the fact that I can hear that. But if anything, that should help with all that because the microphone will be slightly further away. And I should also have better audio quality. I should also have less ear fatigue because it's over-ear headphones versus the ones that I have right now. These are in-ear. And again, they're okay. I just need something better. It's too muffled for my own good, and I don't like that at all. Ed and Eddie is indeed slice of life realistic when you think about it. No, I'm serious. Like, there wasn't really any conflict or crazy story involved in it. It was just 3 kids going about their day and I don't know, just being kids. And all the other kids were being kids too. Like there was just I honestly just want to rewatch it and watch it from the perspective that I have now. Because honestly, a lot of times all the kids were doing kid stuff. You think about it, Sarah was playing with dolls, Johnny had his 2x4, so he was playing with that. Um, Rolf was a foreigner, so he doesn't really count. All he just did was focusing on the farm for his family. But they all had their own personalities and everything that they did and how cool they were. It was just great show, great show. 10 out of 10 would recommend to anybody. Roller City movie, I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want to do it either. I appreciate I Love Wine greatly. I don't want to remove them. If anything, worst case, I really would just kick them for like a stream. But I don't want to do that either. I just want them to be here. I Love Wine, just chill. Just vibe, relax. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate you being a chill person. Just a chill guy. I do appreciate Crystal coming by. It's always nice to see new people coming in. Me too, I'm chill, but this goes for everyone. Don't bring your shade drama to this chill chat. We're here to chill, laugh. Don't listen to some, not listen to some drama. Well, hold on. Sob stories, I'm not necessarily opposed to. I don't mind if someone wants to open up in the chat. In fact, Cheesecake did it not too long ago because I talked about the aspect of crying and how I recently cried about, at this rate, it was about 2 weeks ago. But Cheesecake opened up in the aspect that they cried too, not too long ago. And I honestly saw that as a really big honor. I want to invite the opportunity to open up chat. I want to invite the opportunity for you all to feel comfortable here. This is what I want to instill. I want to be able for you all to be yourselves and to connect with each other. Vibe, but also just be yourself. Be genuine. Be authentic. If you have to, be vulnerable. There are times where I've been vulnerable in this stream chat, and I'm A-okay in doing it in front of you all. Because I want you to get to know me more. I want you to understand who I am. In fact, I just realized what I really was going to talk about in this stream, and I'm going to talk about it in a second, but I'm going to review chat real quick. Hi Arshan, good to see you again. I appreciate seeing you. Hello Echo A, nice of you to join us. If you have any question for me, then don't hesitate to ask, but I'm very grateful that you're here. Thanks for being here. Hannah Montana. Bye, brother. The corn dog incident? The corn dog incident? What do you mean corn dog incident? Are you talking about... Wait, corn dog incident? Chickens are being silly. I'm just bored till I found you. I appreciate you, Crystal. I'm happy you're here. I always welcome new people who come along. And I want to make sure that I want you to realize that you're recognized by me. And I cherish you a lot. I don't have the largest stream. And you know what? Can this work? Daddy FBT has came back. I don't have the largest stream, and that's okay. I'm not necessarily trying to compete for the biggest stream of all time. I want to have the ability to connect with you all. This is why I live stream. And if anything, this is what energizes me. I like having new people come along, and I like having the opportunity to talk to them, get to know them more. And hopefully, if I convince you enough that I'm just good enough for a good community, then you can join my Discord server, and we continue the fun there. I will say, I'm sorry I haven't been in the Discord server lately. I've been really kind of reeling back on socialization as a whole because I've just been doing so much of it. But I will say, I'm off today. I close tomorrow, but I'm also off Wednesday. I think this little gap of time will help me a lot in my kind of like helping myself relax and calm down and just reflect with myself and be with myself. But I still want to make sure I take the matters where I can and being there for you all. So I've been streaming on Monday all the time. I decided to stream on Monday again. Why not, right? Speaking of which, chat, I'm going to change worlds. Now, where I'm going to go, what world am I going to go to? Well, the one I always go to when I basically want to switch worlds. I do appreciate you all being here, though. I would say that one show that I watched recently was Sonic X. Excuse me, what are you doing? What, my controller? Hello? Sonic X, I didn't have cable growing up, it's physical. Sonic X, now, Sonic X, I've never watched it myself personally, but I know some people I think you know what? You know what? It's okay. You know what? Thank you for mentioning that. I have a coworker that absolutely loves Sonic. So I'm gonna ask him about Sonic X. Thanks for actually bringing that up, Echo. I'm gonna try to figure that out some more. Cause I genuinely want to find a way to connect to that. I don't know how to. I never watched Sonic X personally, but I'll ask my coworker and see what they think about it. If they like it, then hey, maybe I'll give it an episode or two, and you never know, you know. So I do appreciate you sharing that though. That's very nice of you. VR does get exhausting being for a long time. You're right about that, Realithic. And it's funny. It's funny because I actually watched this short recently in relation to that. They said that the Goldilocks zone for VR is about 20 to 40 minutes. Well, crap. I guess I'm cooked, aren't I, chat? Anyways, for everybody who has not been here before, this is my room. This is my room in VR chat. I hope you can like it. It is it is a rather comfortable underwater bedroom, and if anything, it's what I consider as home. I consider it home because it's been there for me in many moments of my life, and it has definitely been the moment where I have the opportunity to cry in here and feel a sense of comfort within myself. More often than not, I come here and just connect with myself. Now, chat, this might sound crazy, but I talk to myself a lot, and I really mean talk to myself a lot. More so these days internally, because I've been more capable of like separating my mental state with my actual like physical state. In other words, me, this roller, the internet persona, is always actively talking to me, my real self, because these days the two have come together to be connected in one. And I need this because once upon a time, I used to have like this council in my head, but the council was just full of negative things, always judgment, despair, fear, like distaste. There's a lot of things going on in my own brain that more or less told me I was pathetic, I was worthless, I was not anything ever. When I found this avatar, and this is why it's so important that I mention how important this avatar is to me. There are a lot of people out there who look at this and are like, "Oh, well, why are you, why are you a female and a male excuse me, why are you a male and a female avatar?" First off, who cares? And why do you care so much? And two, when I say this avatar really spoke to me, it really did speak to me, and it still does to this day. In fact, chat, I recorded a video, but at one point in time, I did have it so I was talking to myself, encouraging myself, and hyping myself up. Kaisel can attest to this. Kaisel was there, and if anything, he can let you know what I was doing. But overall, I'm not. I can't sit here and tell you in absolute confidence that I am a fully confident, leadership-oriented person. It takes a lot for me sometimes. It really does. And I admittedly go through bouts of nervousness and fear whenever I have to live stream or whenever I have to do some sort of event, because there's opportunity for failure, and I don't want to fail. I don't want to miss. I more often than not don't miss, but the likelihood is always there. So being able to reconvene with myself, like look at myself in the mirror, and overall just give myself the pep talk I need, it's come a long more way. It's come a lot. It has come a long way. And it has come a lot more in the matter where now, instead of having the council of people who basically tell me how terrible I am at everything, it's just Roller. Roller coming in, telling me things I need to do, helping me encourage myself. And if I start having negative thoughts, then she comes in to remind me to stop having negative thoughts, that I'm worth something in this world. In a weird way, chat, watching myself, my own VODs, my own videos, and how much I influence and inspire you all, this avatar has been a beacon of positivity and hope. And that's why it's somewhat kind of upsetting sometimes when people only look at it in the surface level. Why am I a male and a female avatar? There's many reasons why. And there was actually someone who actually asked a question genuinely, and not just like, oh, it's weird and cringe. They actually genuinely asked the question, and I'm gonna answer the question every single time. perfectly, because I want to make sure that A, people understand that not everybody who is in an anime girl avatar is a femboy, and B, and B, and B, there's a reason for it. People pick their avatars in this game because there is a story behind it, and it's a great story to ask. It's a great conversation piece. I love asking people where they found their avatars or why it resonates with them, because it's their personality. Every single one of you who goes to the cafe streams, you all have picked your avatar because it defines you in some way. Like Realithic, for example, it's Shy Lily, and I'm sure Shy Lily put a really big impact upon you. And if they did, then that's great. I'm happy that VTubers can offer that positive impact. That's what I want to do. So it's an inspiration to me, really, like Shy Lily, Phillian, all these people, because they provide such positive impacts to you all, and that's something I want to do with you all too. Seeing Code, my avatar creator, they have all sorts of avatars, but even I asked them where they get their stuff from, and they mentioned it's really cute and they want to take it from someone. It's some people have mainstay avatars, while some people change avatars very constantly. If something defines you for who you are, that is what you're going to wear in the VR space. And, well, for those of you who know, and for those of you who understand, the VR space it's wicked. Having the ability to actually see you in presence, having the ability to read your body language, see how you move your hands, and overall, see how you speak and function as a person. Those are some of the most important things I can ever imagine doing with somebody. And I know I've mentioned this before. I mentioned the matter in regards to conversation. You know what? You want to know one of the most important things in terms of conversation, chat? You have to pay attention to everything. And I mean everything. Not only are you paying attention to how they may sound and how interested they may be in some sort of topic, but you have to pay attention to body language too. That is why texting someone and trying to connect with someone that way is really hard, but that is also why I've heavily focused on being very good with my words, because saying the right kind of words can help invoke this sense of trust, this sense of instillment. Now, of course, words is good and everything, but you also have to provide the effort. Words and effort come together to help build trust upon someone. And the moment you gather somebody's trust, well, the world's your oyster with them. Whatever you do, chat, whatever you do, if you ever receive someone's trust, never, ever, ever break it. The world's hard as is. And if anything, I may be too trusting of a person myself, which more often than not gets me burned. I mean, refer to the first cafe live stream, and I'm sure that'll tell you everything you need to know. But the reason why I do something like that is for two reasons. One, there's not enough trusting people in this world. And I hate to say it, but if you want someone to actually be kinder to you, you have to look at them with more of an open heart. If you try to be reserved, quiet, and scared off of them, you're never going to reach them. You're never going to make an actual friendship connection. All you're going to do is simply have you be at arm's length, them be at arm's length, and you make no progress whatsoever making a friend. Sometimes it takes a little courage. It does take courage, I will admit, but sometimes you just gotta go up there, be open, be presentable, be approachable, because then people will definitely want to take the opportunity to get to know you. And if anything, that's one of the most important things you have to do in life. This is probably advice I would give to people who are looking for friendships, because if you want a friendship, all you gotta do is just be you. Be open. Be honest with them. And let them know it's the genuine you. I will never, ever these days, ever again, be something I'm not. I don't want to be fake. And it's funny I mention this because I remember I kind of got into a bit of a, not really an argument I would say, but someone disagreed with one of my videos about the nice versus good people. Now, I will say this, the wording of nice and good are definitely ambiguous, or they're basically the same. In other words, they really are just, they mean the same thing. It's just a sense of positivity in a matter. But I like to put a spin on things because overall it helps me understand the world better, and helps me define things a little more objectively. If I call you a nice person, then maybe I mean it in the matter where there's some your intentions are not totally known to me. And if that's the case, then I'm going to assume there are probably some. I don't want to assume. Actually, you know what? I retract that statement entirely. I don't want to assume anything in that matter. Because nice people are not bad people. And that's what I definitely want to put out there. Are they fake? It's really hard because sometimes people have to be fake as a necessary evil. After all, they say fake it till you make it, or dress for the job that you want. You're not exactly where you need to be. You can't be your genuine self until you eventually get there. Then you can. Some people have to do it as a matter of necessity. And calling them fake is kind of disingenuous in my opinion. Because calling someone fake is just negative, period. And yes, I get it. If you want to be as objective as possible about it, they're still technically fake. But nice people are not necessarily bad people. And I want to emphasize that because I know some nice people. I could classify them as nice people. They're still fantastic people in this world. But you just know that their intentions are not fully there to the matter of good. And that's where I want to be. I want to be a good person. My intentions at this point, everybody, they all run solely for the merit of just being there for the person in front of me. Even if I don't know the person, even if they're an absolute complete stranger to me, I speak in confidence in knowing that my values and my beliefs will carry me through no matter what. And that's just to be nice to the person. That's just to do good. So, if anything, I really hope that the stuff that I describe you all can take home with you. I want to make sure that I want to cultivate a sense of people that I want to see more of in the world. And I want to see more good people in the world. I want people to actually look at each other and genuinely care for our concerns. I want people to look at each other and we can trust each other so we can be more open and deeper connected with thoughts. That is why I want to do my social circles soon. I am trying to fulfill a sense where people shouldn't feel insecure. People shouldn't feel scared about the world around them, and especially the people that they surround themselves with. I want to find an opportunity to open people up. I want to find an opportunity to make genuine matters real. In other words, if you want to if you want the world to be different, you have to make the change. You have to be the change you want to see in the world. Never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be. That came from Overwatch, by the way, if you didn't know that. But that's one of my favorite quotes, and it still is to this very day. Because I dare to see the world as something where we all can come together and genuinely enjoy each other. Genuinely enjoy our time. I dare to see the world where people don't have to be so scared. People don't have to be so frightened with what the other person might be thinking. I genuinely see a world where insecurities don't exist anymore. And people can feel whatever they do, however they go. Ooh, the lighting is real. I don't know if you can hear that, chat, but the lighting's real outside. Anyways, I dare to see a world where we can be together. I don't want any sort of insecurities. I don't want any sort of fakeness. I don't want any sort of drama. I just want us to be happy. And how are we going to be happy? Well, we just have to be there with each other as a community. So I will preach this till the day I die. And I keep preaching this because this is the point of my live stream. I want to build a community, and this is my primary objective. I really don't care about making live streaming or VTubing a whole career. I just want a community where I can feel comfortable in. And if anything, I hope I provide that comfort to you all in the best way I can, which is just me being myself all the time. So, thank you. Thank you for tuning in and seeing me, really, because I know I'm weird and crazy and kooky and all that kind of stuff, but I have a big heart, or at least I hope I do, and I really want to give the best possible care to every single one of you. That is also why I appreciate new people who have joined. Even if you're joining out of boredom, I still can't be any more thankful that you're here. Like, genuinely, I'm truly delighted that you're here. I hope you can enjoy yourself here, and if anything, I hope I can make you feel special. That's the important part to me. I don't really need anybody to make me feel special, even though it's still very nice. Kaisel has made me feel special before, and I have admitted that to him. I very much have. Every single one of you make me feel special, and I'm happy. I couldn't be any more happier for something like that. But understand that I do everything here. I do this whole live streaming. I do all the video making. I do everything in between because I just want to see a better world. And if I can be an impact in that world, I'm gonna do my fucking best. And I hope to God, I best not miss. There is music? Yes, there is music. Also, with my talking in the shows, I have read a script while having to say, you know what? I still appreciate it nonetheless. Like, you taking that opportunity and pronouncing yourself out to everybody out there, that's awesome. That's very commendable of you. So even if you struggle with what you're reading, I still give you massive kudos. I hope that you can continue doing what you're doing. I hope you can improve to the best of your ability, and overall just keep having fun. You seem like you're having fun. And if you are, then please, then you got nothing to worry about. I do hope that the opportunities that the video that I make, I hope you have more of an audience at the very least. I want more people to see your shows, like see the air shows and everything that you all do. And who knows, maybe someday your Discord community group will excel beyond your wildest dreams. And if anything, if that does happen, I don't ever want to be looked at as someone that I don't ever want to be looked at as someone to be praised for. I'm just trying to do a good thing. I'm just trying to do something that can make VR chat better. And that's advertising what VR chat can be. I don't need someone coming back every so often being like, yeah, you, good job, look at you. I really don't care. Chat, I'm a drifter. I take things in life and I just move on. Now, granted, livestream won't exactly let me do this anymore, but the people I meet, the people I encounter, this is why I love with my heart and I be as passionate as possible in the moment, chat, because I have tendencies sometimes to just disappear. And I don't mean disappear in like, I'm going to be gone for a couple days, chat, I'll be right back. No, I mean disappear as in, you won't see me ever again. I hope I can break that cycle. And if anything, that's probably one of the things I'm trying to work on with live streaming. I can't exactly run away from a community. So, I hope I can stay here for a very, very long time. And be here with the people that I've made connections with. And hopefully inspired for the better. Hey, I'm going back to the void now. I need to feed my telepathic spider. I'm doing good, Echo A. It's nice of you to join us. Deaf Demon? Oh my goodness. There's a Deaf Demon here, everybody. Hi, Salty. Nice of you to join us. I appreciate you being here. I really do. My Pilots. When does the TV thing come out? It's gonna come out tomorrow. I finished the video. I just needed one more thing from Warrior, and I'm gonna add that into the video, and I'm gonna schedule it for 6 p.m. tomorrow. Don't worry, it'll be out, and I can't wait for it to be out, honestly. I draw a lot of stuff. Yo, the Echo, it's so true you mentioned that because my coworker does the exact same thing. You know what? I'll tell you this. The other day when I went to go visit them, they work in we have a cafe in our store, so they work in that cafe, and I went to go visit them, and we talk about that stuff sometimes. So they were so excited to tell me about that they had the opportunity to get Sonic and Shadow from Build-A-Bear Workshop. And you know, it's funny because they mentioned sometimes that I can make a pretty good Shadow impression. I don't really know. Maybe I could try. Here. The ultimate life form. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. A comic could be 5 words and this guy will say a whole paragraph. You're right about that. Because, listen, I'm just a yapper extraordinaire. If you don't like it, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I do hope you enjoy your time here, though, regardless. Someone find a driving world. There is a driving world, actually. I could go to that. In fact, I might do it next time. Because right now, I think... Yeah, I'm already like near the end of marker of it. I would need more time to do something like that. But I'll try to line up more worlds, chat, because I wanna do more world hopping. But random has been Oh, okay. Random has been screwing me over. It's been giving me a bunch of worlds that are just not worth my time. Like, And then even then, the worlds I pick sometimes like get lost. It's just it's like 30 minutes of dead air. There's not much to talk about, not much to do. So, if anything, I know some of you all may not like it, but yapping is the thing that gets a lot of people in. I currently see right now I'm at 15 concurrent viewers, and more often than not, that happens when I'm yapping. If I go to, let's say, Get Lost, and I'm roaming a world there was nothing going on, yes, my viewership's going to drop immensely. Because not only am I not engaging with you all, I'm also just not saying anything. Now, if I have an action-packed world, then sure, I'll make sure to go to that. In fact, one day, I might go to Poco P Land, and we can see all the crazy things related to that world, including the horror aspect. There is a horror ride in that. Trust me. 20-40 minutes ain't long. Yeah, it really isn't long to do anything at all in VR these days. I'm serious. I think talking to yourself is a normal thing. Like, there's nothing, absolutely no way I could decipher my own thoughts. Yeah, and that's true. Because it's funny you mention that, Echo, because I recently had a whole synopsis of a person that I did not like, but I was legitimately just talking to myself and asking myself questions like, why do I not like this person? What do they do in particular that I don't like about them? And most importantly, am I going to tell them my thoughts and concerns? The answer was no, so at that point, all I just told myself is then there's nothing you can do. Because if I'm not going to sit there and actually take matters into my own hands, then I have no right to be angry or mad at anybody. If I don't express my own concerns and at least let it be known to them, then why? Then why would I hold an implication in my head of something that I'm not going to resolve myself? It just doesn't make sense at that point. You're going to make me yawn is contagious. I'm trying not to yawn. It's so bad. Hey, can you do initial D? It's a fun world. Put that, put that, I have a channel in VR Chat Worlds. Please put the link of that in that channel. In fact, and that's also why I have it too, chat, because I want to see fun and exciting worlds that I can do in live stream, or at least do a video on. So if you have any videos if you have any worlds you want me to do a video on, please put them in there. I'll be more than happy to go check them out and make a video, or maybe put them on live stream. So that's my opportunity to you all, chat. I want to see what you all can provide for me. I'll drive a car the next time, not something. Why is it called? What is it called when you say the letters of the words such as TRUST? Hello, Eucorio is Batman. I have no idea if I said that correctly. I kind of hope I did. I'm just gonna say I did. But trust, I know. What a really hard thing to think about these days, because there's not a lot going around. It feels like these days, chat, we have to keep everybody at arm's length distance away from each other. And now more than ever, because of social media, it really has brought us further apart. Now more than ever. And I'm upset about that. Social media should have connected us together. It should have brought better sense of groups and friendships. But it also brings animosity. It also brings drama. It just brings a straight sense of like, I'm better than you mentality sometimes. And that causes insecurity. That causes people to not feel good about themselves. That overall causes people to feel down and upset. And maybe, just maybe, they may potentially want to do something that they shouldn't do. Which I'm going to talk about in a second. Hello, Deaf Demon. Nice of you to join us. I love you too. I'm happy you're here. Clean my device? Hi, Tactically. I appreciate seeing you again. I so happy. I like to think if you can have fun and work hard, you're getting it right in life. Hi, Sam PY. I appreciate you being here. But yes, you're very much right. I think you're so right about that, actually. I legitimately have fun yapping. And that sounds crazy to a lot of you, maybe. But this is what my life is all about. I've yapped in many different situations across many different circumstances. But if you want to be a leader, chat, you gotta yap. It's what it is. And you gotta be able to coordinate. You gotta be able to understand, to lead groups. It's not easy. It takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of effort. And you definitely can't be tired when you're doing it. I've noticed, I'm kind of realizing it myself. I'm repeating myself a lot. I just say the words slightly differently so it doesn't seem like I'm repeating myself, but I am very much repeating myself. So, just because you all may not see it doesn't mean I don't. And guess what? When I watch this VOD, I'm gonna be like, all that effort you put in bettering your speaking, it's down the drain. But you know what, chat? I will give myself this credit. I will give this credit to myself. I am currently, I have no gummy in me right now. I do not have any sort of mind-altering influences inside me right now, and I definitely don't have any caffeine in me right now. I am actually proud to be here right now because this is technically me. Granted, I'm tired. I'm only tired because I edited that video, but this is me. And I'm happy that I'm doing it right now. I'm happy that you all are here. And overall, I'm happy I'm keeping a decent enough viewership to you all and that I'm saying some things that are worth your time. So, yeah, I get it. I'm yapping. And yeah, I get it. I may be repeating myself, but I'm still proud of what I'm doing. And trust me, I'm going to learn a lot from this in particular and see how I can be better for next time. So, thank you all for participating in my experiment, even though you didn't realize you're participating in the experiment. Anyways, this place is so full of apathy, and you acting against that apathy is commendable, whether you feel deserving recognition or not. I do appreciate that, Sam. And this is the hardest part about stuff I do. Unfortunately, the world is still the world. You're gonna come across the rage baiters, you're gonna come across the trolls. I'm yet to have come across someone who just absolutely outright just throws the derogatory comments at me. Those people are definitely not worth my time, and all they're worth for is me pressing a couple buttons and pressing block. If someone like that comes in the stream and they just start shouting profanities, oh no, that's an instant kick right away. Instant kick, instant block, and not allowed in my community, period. Those kind of people, if they think it's okay going around the world like that, I don't want those people in my life at all. Rage baiters and trolls, I can somewhat accept because sometimes they don't know what they're doing, and maybe if I can lean into them just well enough, they could probably see it my way so they could come to realize the community I'm trying to strive. Overall, chat, I take a lot of flack, all things considered, from a lot of different random people, but I'm pretty comfortable in taking it. Some people have called me a chill guy for that reason, and if anything, that's what I try to instill as much as I can. I'm a pretty chill guy. I should play that music, honestly. No, not really. You're a good friend, dude. The account is the message you share on Discord really mean a lot. You've been nothing but kind and supportive. And that's what I'm trying to do. My penultimate goal with my life is to take away just about everything I can in terms of negativity. But there is also one important thing I have to realize. If I do something like that, then I'm not being my real self. Because I'll be honest, chat, I do have my moments where I'm negative. I do have my moments where I have a lot of anger rage through me. First off, I make sure that goes to nobody because nobody ever deserves those kind of emotions. But I do feel them. I definitely do feel them. If anything, they more or less come out when I'm like playing, like, let's say Helldive or something, which I was actually playing today. But at the same time too, I just have negative thoughts in my head, but I want to make sure they stay in my head. I'm a realistic person, chat. My negative emotions, my insecurities, they're not going to go anywhere. I can only try the best I can. But at the same time too, if I want to make that impression, if I want to make that difference, then I need to start right with every single message I send, with every single minute I spend live streaming, with every single person I come across. It's not easy. It really isn't. Because some people I come across, they want to invoke those negative, insecure reactions out of you. Sometimes you just can't let them have it. Otherwise, you let them win. And as weird as it sounds, chat, I don't like letting people win. Especially if it's people that I don't want to win. So I have to consider some things here and there and how I talk and how I converse. But overall, I've changed my thinking to a way where speaking good, speaking nice is something I genuinely want to do. It makes me happy. Because my core fundamental as a whole, I only feel good if I can make someone else happy. And that's why I live stream, if anything. Hearing you all be appreciative of my words, hoping that my words can instill something upon you all. That's all I want. That's it. And I love the idea of growth. I especially love seeing a lot of you all like opening up and being honest with me. That's growth. It really is. And if anything, I hope with this community we can continue to grow together. And chat, you know, it's funny. I forgot to mention my third goal and my third mission. Third goal of my mission. The third goal of my mission is to be the best I can be. That's literally my final goal. I do, and I will say this too. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. A lot of what I do, a lot of what I do with this live streaming and VODs and videos and all this kind of stuff, I have all of it because it's a chance for me to review myself, to look at myself, or at the very least, be memories. I've watched my 5 subscribers videos so many times, more than I could count, because I was so excited, but I was also very nervous. Making videos and speaking my voice out there and using my avatar and all this kind of stuff, it was nerve-wracking. But I took the sense of courage to do it. And look at me now. I'm live streaming, I'm hosting events, I did a collab. I feel like I'm doing pretty good as a VTuber, at least a smaller streamer VTuber. And now I'm gonna make a video where I'm gonna offer advertisements for other VR chat groups. However, if I'm going to do it for free, I want to make sure I do it for groups that not only show what VR chat can be, but have genuine good interest within them too. I'm not gonna advertise a group of jerks. No. No, 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 no. I'm gonna advertise people who genuinely have a good time, want to have fun, and just escape reality for a change. This is what VR chat's for. It's called VR chat, not VR trolling, not VR insecurities, not VRP. VRP, good one, me. But no, it's VR chat. You sit in front of a person, you have an opportunity to talk about life. Sometimes it could be in any world. Hell, it could be in a world like this. Maybe someday I'll take someone here and that person and I can have a very deep chat about things. I love my one-on-ones. They are very important to me because they are the opportunity to help make a difference in someone. And chat, I personally believe that in order for me to make a difference, I have to make a difference one person at a time. So, no way, are you being serious? I do something less. There's lots of hope than Mater. What's Mater? You should go to the Wheeling Modify World. I'll give you a masterclass in short track racing. That sounds interesting. I won't to middle your ears. Middle my ears? Are you talking about my? You want to touch my ears? Oh boy. I'm on the couch, so I do not get if my pet's gonna die. I know you said this bit back, but you mentioned yourself as a drifter. I can relate to that almost 100%. I just take his life. Yeah, and that's really how I've seen it all of my life. It's if there's anything I've ever been taught by my father, there's a lot of things I take away from my father. Now, chat, I will be a little bit open about my father. They are definitely one of the people that have instilled everything about me. They are the ones that have encouraged me to want to be good to other people. So I'll be the best I can be by being the best I can for others. Funnily enough, the store that I work for, he used to work for when he was, well, alive, which I'll get back to in a second. But when I was younger, more often than not, any store that I would go to in the local area, he would there would always be one person that would come up and want to speak to him. And they would get him and he would talk to them, and it seemed like they were having a good time. But when I was younger, I would always be like, Dad, I want to go to McDonald's. Let's get some food. I would be bored to tears. I would never really want to care. But when you look back at it and you really start thinking about it and realizing it, my dad made an influence in people. He made people actually appreciate working, but overall just appreciate them for who they are. I remember one of the last stores he worked at before he moved up to another location. That store gave him a plaque for being the best manager that they ever had. It's stuff like that that you don't think about it much when you're younger, but when you really start thinking in hindsight, I want to do that. I want to find the ability to make people happy. I want to find the ability to see when people look at me, they want to see happiness and joy, not sadness and despair. My father unfortunately passed away about 8 or so years ago. 420 of all days. I know, crazy, right? But the last time I saw him, the week before he perished, I received a call from my stepmom to go and see him. And I don't know what it was with that particular call, but it spoke to me, so I went. It was about like a 4-hour drive, but 3-hour drive, excuse me, but I made it. And I never made that drive before. I was too young for that. I was 20. I was 20 at the time, and I went to go see him. And I went to visit them in their house, and he looked the worst I've ever seen him ever. He was on oxygen. He was breathing heavily. His belly just protruded out. I I'm just looking at the image right now. It was a terrible image. And I remember him and I went outside and I yelled at him. Like, I never yelled at my dad before. I yelled at him. I was so upset with him. I was so disappointed with him. I just wanted him to get better. And I felt like he was taking steps backwards. So I spoke up. I spoke up and said my piece. I didn't want him to think that I didn't care. And that was probably the best way I cared. Now afterwards, I drove his big ass truck. He had a Dodge Ram. Those trucks are so huge, man, I swear. But I drove his truck and we went around and we went to a nice restaurant. Him and I were just talking it was never like we never left. Before that, I haven't met him in almost about a year because he moved and I didn't really have a chance to go see him. He was too far away. But that time I saw him, it's like we were just chatting with each other like we never stopped chatting. And we were laughing, enjoying each other's time. I remember at some point he wanted to go to Walgreens to get a soda. He needed to burp out some bloating that he had inside of him. So I did. And I brought him back home. The stepmom was upset and I consoled her a bit too. I went back home, back down to my hometown. Then a week later, at 1:47, he died. I think I screamed. That was one of the first times where for a solid 5 seconds I wasn't there. Because I screamed to the top of my lungs and I cried more than I ever have before that time. I couldn't control myself. It was terrible. But eventually I recomposed myself and, well, the rest is history at this point. I will say one thing as a sense of hope for all of this. The next morning rather, I still had to go to college. I was going to college during that time. I still had to go to college, and I drove the same path every single time to get to that college. But that day was different. April 20th, I don't know what it was. There was a woman that was on the sidewalk in one of the intersections, and she was holding up a sign that says, "Jesus loves you." Now chat, just long story short, I'm Catholic, and of course I would like to believe in those matters. I'm not trying to indulge in the topic, this is just what I'm saying. But the point is, I never saw that woman before, and I never saw that woman again. I personally believe it was some sort of final message to me. Some way of assuring that by the end of it all, everything will be okay. And well, 8 years later, here I am. If obviously my dad's not gonna watch this, he's dead, but if there's some sense of peace I hold with this all, chat, it's that I'm looking at it right now. My dad had a cross that he always wore all the time, and I had a cross too. I think one of the most important things that I do to instill that I know my father's there for me, his cross is right behind mine. And I know when the going gets tough, I can always feel his hand on my shoulder, and he knows that everything will be okay. What is chat saying? I need to read chat. Hello, Coinbash. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Salty. I appreciate you being here very much, actually. Might be very delayed. Am I very delayed? I don't know if I am or am not. Leaders are professional yappers. I suppose that's true. Another good saying that I live by is be who you need to be when growing up in your darkest hour. Be who you needed when growing up. And you know what? That's actually pretty true. because I feel like a lot of times, I personally believe, chat, a lot of insecurities come from our childhoods, specifically from our parents. Not just from our parents, though. It could be friend groups, it could be matters of school, it could be matters of hobbies, sports, interests, you name it. A lot of insecurities can be made from all sorts of different things. It's whenever you have trauma happen to you, and then at that point, insecurities start to show. So, when you're in your darkest hour, if I can have me show up and help give me a hand so I can climb out of my darkness, then I couldn't be any more happy for someone like that, which is technically myself. So, yeah, good job, me. Good going, me. Keep it up. Thank you, Random Slam. Now I get lots of hope for good people like you. I appreciate you, Demon. I appreciate you, Death Demon, for coming. I know I yap a lot about positivity and hope, but I try to also be fun and connected and have a great time too, because that's very important to me as well. I have a duality of things. I am silly, but I'm also serious. And if anything, I do the silly because I want you all to be welcoming and approaching of me. This is why I do live stream. I'm a performer through and through, really. That's why I want to find more worlds and do more crazy, silly roleplay stuff and whatnot, just to entice you, just to bring you in, just to give you your attention. But once I have your attention, this is when my serious comes in. That is also why I try to do world hopping and then chill in chats, because world hopping allows people to come in, be invigorated, be excited, and then they stay for the chat parts, and then they really see who I truly am. I'm a very introspective person. I think about a lot of things, and I mean a lot of things. I was just telling myself that today, because I recently met like a really crazy rage baiter, and I was thinking, and sure, I kind of got upset about it, but all I'm thinking now to myself is, how do I handle that? What are the scenarios I should do? What would be a way to go about it? And I don't want to go about it where I want them to win per se. I more or less want to do it where I don't disrespect them, but I also want to make sure I let them understand that I will not stand for that. And if anything, chat, that's one of the biggest challenges in life, because words can carry you many, many different places. It's how you use them is the key factor of it all. Job. Ah! Job. I know, jobs are scary, I understand. Hi, little dude, I appreciate you being here. To me, understanding that I want to live as someone that you can just talk to doesn't matter as you are, as long as it's not to do me wrong. I like to think eternally a lot. Conversation. Yeah, and that's honestly, I'm a person who likes to be prepared for any scenario, more or less, even if the scenario hasn't existed yet. But I do it because I want to make sure that I can be comfortable where I lie. So, you're right about that for sure. And if anything, I hope I can continue to build upon myself. And it's kind of weird, chat. You know how like we have AI and stuff like that, where they may like offer assistance when we need it, but I kind of want to be like my own AI, but in terms of like therapeutical support. I should be able to have the ability to sit down with myself and ask, what's going on? What do I need to do? How can I do things better? Or what have I done right recently? And be able to converse with myself and understand myself and make myself feel better. That's why VR chat is so great, because you're not technically yourself, you're someone else technically. And I agree with it, and I believe in that notion 100%, because I'm looking at not me. This isn't really me. But this also is me. It's really hard to explain. Once you really start becoming the avatar that you use hours and hours and hours to create content and to create VR chat events with, eventually the two really start becoming indistinguishable. And I think I've said it before, I've had it at times where even in the real world, I think I'm this. So it's been a little less because my immersion has been broken. I can see my real body right now. This is just because this is just the Quest Pro in general. But that's okay because A, it helps my eyes, and B, it helps me with my boundary spacing. I don't have my boundaries anywhere nearby. They're outside my walls because it ruins the immersion. I said that before, but I'll say it again. I'm happy I found you when I did. Watching you grow has been lovely. I appreciate you being here, Coinbash. If you've been here for a while, which I think you have actually, your name does sound familiar, but I appreciate you coming back. I always love seeing returning viewers, and if anything, I hope with my growth, I hope you all can be proud of me. This is something I'm doing for myself. I really, really am. And remember, all of this is done by myself. Like any types of advertising, any types of video content creation, any types of editing, the live stream aspect, doing the Autobot feature. I've done every single thing myself. You know why? Cuz I want to say I did. And if anything, chat, there is something I like to believe in. And I saw it from a shorts one time. There was someone saying like, yeah, you can get a really nice life. You can have a very easy job. You can have a very nice wife. You can have a very nice house. You can have very nice pets. You can have a very nice family. Everything more or less handed to you. Everything more or less given to you. It's like easy street life. But you know what they said in the last thing? They said, but they won't have any stories to tell. And, well, I'm a storyteller, chat. I love having stories to tell. Can you imagine one day when I get to a point where I start talking to people about what I do? And one day I will confidently get there. When I will hit 1K subscribers, I'll probably just start mentioning it like idle conversation. Because at the very least then I can point to it and be like, yeah, but it's successful. If it failed, then I would be kind of upset. But I mean, right now I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I think at this rate I'm not really failing. But I definitely have more to grow. And remember, chat, I do all of this growth because I just want to continue outreach to ensure that I can build the community I want to build. And that is a safe, respectable, and fun environment. So, if you're a new viewer, if you're a returning viewer, it's all the same to me. I'm very thankful, I'm very appreciative, and I just hope you can have a great time. That's all I care about. And, if anything, I do want to close out my potential thoughts. I do appreciate you all. My dad being gone I've already like kind of gotten over it. My brother not so much. My brother had a lot more affinity with my dad. Me not so much, but he still was that person. He was one of the two people I genuinely cared the most about in my life. The other person is my brother. And I told my brother about the live stream. He actually asked me about it sometimes. I told him about the collab I did. I told him my subscribers. He dropped his jaw. But my brother means everything to me. He is, and I've said it before, he is the top priority in my life. I would drop everything for that man because he means everything to me. And I don't ever think he's gonna watch my live streams, but if he ever does and he randomly comes across this, I hope he knows how much I love him. I really, really do. In fact, the reason why I'm getting off rather soonish is because I'm gonna go spend time with him after this. And I want to spend time with him. I want to talk to my brother, because at the very least, I want our dad to be happy. And one way to make it happy is him seeing his sons actually getting along. So that's why he's everything to me. Along with a lot of my family members, like my mother, my father, my stepdad, mean everything to me too. But my brother, it's him and I versus the world, and I can't be any more thankful to have a brother such as him. No, you're fine, G-Arcs. I've told this story many a times. It's kind of weird saying it on live stream, but I say it because I want you all to be as open as I am. I'm open and honest. I really have nothing to hide. One day there will probably be some things I'm gonna talk about that were my insecurities not too long ago, but I'll talk about them. Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to hide things, or I'm trying to be a secretive person. I understand if I made mistakes in my past, and I own up to them. I want to recognize the things that I did right, and make sure you all know about them. And overall, if I have any opportunities to be vulnerable to you all, I'll take them. Because if I can be vulnerable and open to you all, I hope you can do the same for me. That's the important part for me in my live streams. You already have good ability. Thank you, Death Demon. I appreciate you very much. That's been heart-wrenching. Yeah, it's upsetting. It's also upsetting to the fact that I wasn't there. It was all through phone call, but... And it's funny, I can actually remember the exact YouTube video I was watching when my dad passed away. Because I was watching YouTube. What could I do? There's nothing I could do. I just had to sit and wait until something happened. And well, at 1:47, something happened. man. I remember the exact YouTube video I watched when I got the phone call that called it. I probably could look for it if I really tried, but overall, yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not ready for the day when either my mom or dad passes. I know myself enough that I won't be there mentally. I'm not worried about myself in the now because I have time. Well, I will say this, Echo. One of the most important things I come to realize, and this is actually also part because of my VR chat girlfriend, but with my mother who's still alive, I make sure to hug her extra tight. Like a solid 2-3 more seconds as well. Every single time. Because I know one day I won't have her. And if anything, I don't want to sit there and live in guilt. I don't want to sit there and be like, yeah, I didn't love my mother well enough and now it's too late. I can't do it anymore. One of the hardest things that people do, chat, is that they want to give so much affection and love to people after they're gone. It's stupid. Why? Oh, they were so beautiful. They were so great. Why wait until someone's gone or in a perilous position? Just show your affection now. There's no reason to want to make people feel some sense of insecurity from yourself and realize, oh, well, it's too little too late. Now I love them all of a sudden. If you have love to give, give it. If you have an opportunity to find a way to cherish someone, cherish them. Nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. And if you try to wait off for that tomorrow and you don't get your chance, you're going to live the rest of your life in regret. Take my word for it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. That kind of ties to the story I'm going to say way later. Sometime in December. Because chat, that story that I have to say, it's going to define everything that I am. It's going to define why I do what I do. It's a very, very vulnerable story, and I want to make sure I take it very carefully. Hence why I'm going to do it the day it happened. I'm going to do it that day. And I hope you all can tune into that, because I'm going to probably cry a lot. But I'm doing it for myself. I really am. I should drive and talk. I could. I really could. But not this time. Not this stream. As an introspective. Be wary of rumination. Can you remind me what rumination means again? I want to say I think I know what it means. But I need a refresher if I can, please. Today I'll be talking about humanity's biggest fears. I'm sorry, Ashan. I'm not trying to be like very existential or sad, but if anything, I'd say a lot of this to help you all understand where I come from. This, in some manner in my live streams, I tell about myself and tell my story to you all so you know my whole fundamentals. I have a lot of things to say. My past is actually very, very detailed, and I can tell you everything all steps away. One of the most important things I will say though, just about every single aspect of my life ever since I was 10, I was always leading something. I mean it. I one time led a Mario Kart Wii clan. I one time led some Battlefield 3, I mentioned it earlier, Battlefield 3 Battlelog platoons. I eventually, when I got into My Little Pony as a brony, I would lead MLP roleplay websites and just lead those too as moderators and eventually an admin. And, you know, at work, I'm a manager. And just about everywhere else, I just have that natural leadership mentality. And I don't know why, but I do. If anything, though, I don't try to make myself seem like a leader. Like, I'm not going to go into a room and be like, I'm the leader, guys. I'm the leader. It's me. You got to listen to me. No, I'm the one who likes to sit back and likes to support. In fact, I was thinking about this. And, you know, watching the Thunderbirds, the VR chat Thunderbirds and everything, there's a big realization in second place is actually the hardest position to maintain. Because if you think about it, let's say if like there was like a 4-man group, the person behind the front has to be in charge of not only realizing when the people behind are being ambushed or being attacked or being preoccupied by other things and relay that to the leader, but it's also the second place person's job to relate to the behind people when the leader is going too far ahead. And that takes massive coordination, much more than I would say even a leader of a group, because all the leaders sometimes know is they have to go, and the back group, all they have to know is they support from behind. But what does that leave second place? Keeping everything together, keeping the glue together. And if anything, at that point, that's a leader right there. It's coordinating and running a team, even in moments of adversity. Being able to find the opportunity to take care of matters when they arise is a quintessential feature to have. Leaders lead with charge and courage in forefront, support in the back, lead in the matter of taking care of things that may arise or situations where there may need to be assistance for the leader. The wingman, the second place person, make sure everything stays together. And at that rate, that's what I want to be. I want to be second place because I want to support those that may be behind me, but I want to encourage those that will be in front of me. I can lead if I have to, and I can support if I have to. I'm a jack of all trades. I make sure I am, because I'm not going to be sitting here preaching all these sort of things if I don't have the skills to back it up. That's just not right. I don't like being disingenuous in that right. I want to be able to say that I can do it. Hence why all of this you see is done by myself. I don't want someone to come in and more or less try to tell me how to do things or how this should be done and this, that, and the other. Let me learn it. Let me understand. I'll figure things out. I'll gather things. I'm gonna make mistakes along the way, but you know what? That's what helps us grow, and that's what makes us better. I really want to make sure you all can be proud of me, chat, because that third mission point statement of being the best I can be, that really is the most ultimate goal for myself. To say that I did it. And every single live stream I do, every single video that I make, every single event that I have, and every single chat that I have with you all, it's me saying I did it. And you don't understand the confidence boost that comes when I can be able to say I did it. So, truly, you being here is everything to me, and it helps me more than you might realize. I am eternally grateful, ever still. Chad, I'm bleeding past my time. A jab? Yeah, that's how it was. Light? Hi, Light Ike. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. Like, seriously, I genuinely enjoy that. Even if someone just comes by and says hi and bye, I couldn't be any more thankful, because that's someone taking the opportunity to still want to make themselves out there. So thank you, Light Ike. If you're still here, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in and wanting to have a piece of the fun for yourself. Alright, I pretty much caught up. I'm good at this. What happened if you got a friend? How's it? What happened if you got a friend? How is so kind of poor asking 500 because I need to know. I'm sorry, Deaf Demon. Your question is a little too. It's a little hard to understand. You may need to rephrase it. Yeah, I love Give It All. I love everyone. I have to go to sleep. Bye, Arshan. I appreciate seeing you. A leader need to be good and help the fool and kind. And that's what I want to try to do. I want to be as good as I can and be the best I can be for you all. So, and I'll say this too, chat. This is the last thing I'm going to say before I officially am going to get off. I have been having this thought lately where, well, chat, I'll just say it this way. I actually, at one point in time, signed up and got myself going with the Crisis text line. Now, what is the Crisis text line? It is a service where people can text in if they're having thoughts of suicide, and they have the opportunity to speak to a real person to help them understand, maybe let themselves cool down, let them vent, all this kind of stuff, and maybe hopefully we give them advice and ways to go forward to help them live a better life. It's hard, very hard, because you can't just simply say I'm sorry to everything. They actually don't want you saying I'm sorry. You should actually, because They see it as a matter of sympathy and not empathy, which makes a lot of sense actually. So you can't use I'm sorry. So how do you go about it? You have to be very, very good with your words. You got to ask really good questions. And sometimes these people don't open up. You have to find opportunities to get them to open up so you can actually give them real sense of matters of how to go forward. It's not easy. And especially even further still, there are people that just sometimes abruptly leave and they make you think that you did something wrong. There are some people out there that just don't feel comfortable and will more or less not open up to you. There are some people out there that I more specifically children, I would say, they just use the service, but they're still upset and sad and they just don't appreciate you. It's hard. It's really hard. And I live off of validation. That's why I love live streaming, because you all are appreciative of me and I'm forever grateful that you're appreciative. But sometimes these people, and I get it, they're going through really hard times. I shouldn't expect them to be like, thank you, you did a great thing for me. But it is definitely mentally draining. But I've been thinking about it lately. I haven't done it in a while, but I want to start doing it again. Chad, I'm telling myself this. They say that they ideally want over 100 hours, volunteer hours from the people they train. I think I want to try to reach that goal. And if anything, I want to reach it before the main event that happened in December. Because in some way, those correlate. I think I probably said too much at that point, but you'll all know later in December why that matters. But the most important part for me is I not only want to make a difference to you all in the live stream format, but I want you all to know that I'm trying to make a difference just in my own personal life. If someone's feeling really down, I hope I can offer that hand so they can be lifted back up once more. And I especially hope anyone going through thoughts of suicide, anybody having suicidal tendencies, I wish from the bottom of my heart that one day they can look and see hope for themselves too. If I can make that difference any way I can, even if it's just from one person, then I'll take it. People deserve to live. They don't deserve to think they're not worth it in this world. So I think I'm gonna end on there, chat. Hi, Grandpa Ironside. I appreciate seeing you. I unfortunately am reaching the end of my stream. Hi, Mr. Cat. I think I've seen you before, but I appreciate you being here too. But that's what I encourage. I want you all to open up, and I want you all to feel comfortable, because when we all start doing it together, we just have a genuine sense of connection with each other. We don't guess whether we're enjoying each other. We don't understand. We don't try to figure each other out or make assumptions. If we just be with each other, we have nothing else to worry about. And that's what I intend to make with my community. I hope if anything, I have encouraged some people to join, because I want to make a positive vibe and I want to make a positive impact. And I hope you want to be able to, I hope you want to be there to make it with me so we can make it together. That's all I want, for us to be together. Chat, it's been lovely. I started tired, but now I have so much energy because I've been yapping all day and seeing the great people that have joined and everything, and I'm so happy you all are here. Like every storm, those feelings too shall pass. I actually have it as my quote. It's funny you mentioned that, because I have it as a quote in my Discord. Rain will only last so long until the sun will come and shine again. Because it's very true. Tough times never last, only tough people last. What are you, chat? Are you the tough times? Or are you the tough people? Or are you the enchilada? Alright, I think I need to seriously get off. This kind of night shift. There's lots of paperwork. I think I need to get off though. But rumination is a negative version of introspection, going around and around, but unable to move past it. Like when a rage bitter really sticks with you. Oh yeah. If anything, I ruminate on things that matter the most about me. But even then, these days, they don't really hold me back, because I was able to move past them. And I think with the help of what I'm going to do in December, this one thing that's been stuck in my mind for a long time, if what I do in December works out well, I will be able to move past, well, that. And you all know what that is eventually. I won't tell anybody what it is personally until we get to that point. Then I can start discussing the matters about that situation. But until then, country has that it's so slept on. It's so helpful to have someone who listens. And you know, it's crazy because I personally try to have good active listening skills so I can ask good questions and commence conversation. Conversation is important because that's the idea of socialization and the ability to have someone that wants to be there and talk to you. It's good. It's a very good thing to have. And I hope, if anything, I can help instill that opportunity to you all with the chat and the Discord server. So, hi DJ. Oh yeah, it's DJ SDDHRHRBRFHFB Yeah, nailed it. Good sentence. But everybody, again, a great pleasure as always. Thanks to you all for being here. Anybody who's new, I appreciate you being here. Anybody who's returning, thank you for coming back. And the next stream will be tomorrow. If anything, I'll probably do that one in VR chat too, maybe. I'll see. I like my real life streams, but I also want to try to help increase my engagement some more. And I want to, if I'm going to do a live stream, I may also take my opportunity to do so by doing VR chat. Because after all, VR chat is one of the easiest ways to increase my engagement. At that rate, once I have you all here, I yap your ear off until you want to stay. But really, chat, it's been real. I appreciate you all, and